Hmm? So after knowing the differences, now we are on mental illness. How big is mental illness? How big is mental illness? In Uganda, they gave the 14 million. But those are just the ones who are gazetted, the statistics in mental hospitals. The people who are more sick even could be here. I'm not saying you, I also know. The people who are very sick are the ones who have that stigma. They cannot seek for help, they cannot go to professionals, to their friends. They discreet, they do things, especially men, they so in COVID, I remember there is a guy who came on our forum and said, you people, they are chasing me out of the house and all that. We gave him money, but after giving him money, people started throwing jabs at him. You a Uganda man, how can you beg in open? But I came out and supported him. I told him, you people, would you be happy if Tom had killed himself? He had a family. So you can see people's responses. But because he was strong, I don't know what, he shielded all those jabs of reproach. So he didn't mind. He said, Musa, after all, I've got the money. I am saving for that. They can say as much as they want. I'm brave. None of them can come out. But so many people were there in isolation. So we are saying, as per 2020, they say it is, I think, about 1 every 7 people you see, there is 1 person who is mentally sick. So in your village, how often do you see 7 people moving? So if it is just a cluster of a village, so now multiply so many villages where there are about 30 clusters of people you have seen. And if in Uganda they had statistics from the Ministry of Health, if they had 14 million, how about those ones in companies, in communities who are not diagnosed and are really very sick? Very many. So what is our concern? Our concern is for everybody to be an ambassador of mental health. Everybody is an ambassador of mental health. Everybody has to create awareness. Yes? Everybody has to create awareness so that we can support people who have mental health to be able to seek for medical support. And these people don't come out because of the stigma. But who causes this stigma? Let me start with us, the medical personnel. There is a lot of stigma with the medical personnel. Even themselves, when they get sick, they fear to seek for medical attention. They suffer in silence. Not only in mental health, even if it is HIV, a nurse will fear to go and seek for medical attention. And you will see her getting finished. And you're like, what is happening to this fellow medical personnel? It is the stigma we impose on people everywhere. Stigma has killed everything. Ajwali's wife died because of stigma. The stigma is too much. The stigma is in our families, friends, communities, where we are employed. Yes? You get sick and go to Tabika Hospital. The moment you step back at your place of work, they are going to say, she's back. They begin murmuring. And of course, you will somehow figure it out. And when you know they are talking about, your esteem goes down. Yes? You no longer have that confidence. Yeah? You begin internalizing what they are doing to you. Yes? So stigma can cause self-stigma. You know that? That is how it comes. People begin pinpointing at you. Katala. Eh? The stigma actually is about naming, labeling, shaming, putting someone down. Yes? That is all the stigma is all about. I hear the disabled people always saying that disability is not what? Inability. They are trying to boost their morale, to show you that they can do better than what you think. They will die slowly because your public stigma, the stigma from people, has brought so stigma into these people. They end up feeling small. And apart from public stigma, which may be like in the community, there is also organizational stigma, places of employment, opportunities, in but we label them sick, then they deteriorate up to zero. They lose just to take advantage of their property or their opportunities. Because I once had a, doesn't mean I'm always chaotic. It depends how you treat me. Some people don't lose it. Okay, we are trying to look at some of the common causes we may not know. Some of these mental illnesses run through families. They are genetical. They are inborn. You find that in every family, there was a judge who was a hard one. One who had depression, one who was who had mania, very talkative, a woman. Not common here, but common in those Western countries. But I've seen this scheme boy here. You've seen him? That boy who dresses like a girl, everything he does for girls. It's called Kim Kardashian of Uganda. The world is not at stake. That one is there. We have all eating disorders. You may find there has been eating in the family and someone maybe inherited it. We have those stressful events. The stressful events may be like wars, floods, or thieves came into your homes, killed your mother when you're looking, rape for big people. Then we have childhood events. Yes? These children we torture. We find in homes and torture. As a child is developing, gets distorted. The child gets so much disturbed in the developmental milestones. Yes? In the developmental milestones, we have to be very careful with our children. We either break them or we make them. And teachers, most people who work with the young children, do a lot of developmental psychology to be able to handle the young children. Sometimes they are damaged and they end up developing certain conditions for children, like autism. Some children are not born with autism, but that trauma and torture can disorganize their brains. Though some other conditions can also cause that. In the mood disorders, we have depression as a major condition. Where I talked about emotions, that is where depression is. It is one of the commonest mental illnesses. And at every point, every one of us has been depressed for one reason or another. But for a certain time, for a certain period, and then we get over it. And if you don't get over it, it becomes a what? A condition. It becomes a condition. And then you need to seek for support, medical support, and all that. Then there is that one which has bipolar. It is also very dangerous, but people may not predict it so well. It has in high functioning depression. You've seen this Miss World. Is it Chelsea? This girl who came from the roof and hung herself. She was living a lavish life. She was happy. For us who saw her from a distance, were like, I wish I would be her. But all of a sudden, she was gone. She had high functioning depression. People with high functioning depression, you may never know their next state. What does this mean? Not everyone that is quiet is depressed. But we live with people and we know their ways. It is guts of us once in a while to check on our friends, to keep connected. Yes? Let's keep connected. That is the social well-being. Maintain relationships. People who have been affected mentally cannot keep stable relationships. Be it friendships, be it marriage, be it working relationships, they all go shake because they have been affected by the illness, the disorder you have. Let's keep connected with our friends. There are some people who can feel socially alone when they are in a group, but feel emotionally disconnected. We can identify them. Talk to a friend, find out. Okay? There are so many causes, but I was looking at major causes. Sometimes substance abuse and alcohol. They are also major causes of mental illness. You know what happens? Someone keeps taking, and becomes addicted. And through getting addicted, you can fall a victim of anything. Diseases, lose jobs, you cannot keep your job. Family, you can't keep your family together. Generally, your well-being is distorted. Sometimes you are going with such friends and you're sponsoring them. You're enabling. You know we have those enablers, even in families. The mother is fighting with the husband to stop drinking, and the child is running to the shop to bring for the addicted dad who is gazetted at home. Yeah? Those are called enablers, those who help. We have admitted people in Tabika Hospital, others are smuggling. Yeah? To bring in something for people to. That is enabling what we are trying to disable. Yeah? So there are also such people who disorganize the healing process. We also have, apart from childhood events, I've talked about the stressful events. What else? Haven't I mentioned? My mental health workers. Yes?
Some events like
Those are stressful events. Losing, witnessing. Yeah? They all traumatize us. So, what are we going to do about what are we going to do about the awareness as ambassadors? What is our role in this? To drive campaigns of mental illness. Let us get concerned about others. Let us support those ones who are mentally sick so that we don't cause more stigma. Let us be concerned about our family members, our workmates, our neighbors. You are sleeping next to a neighbor who is not opening for days and